Hi, I'm CJ Altenberg of Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. We appreciate you tuning in this morning. Today we're going to look at a new Cimarron 3-horse. This is a really nice size runaround trailer right here. Maybe you have a living quarters where you're looking for something maybe a little bit smaller just to run to the vet, run to the horseshoer, maybe run to some more local kind of jackpots. Or you're looking for a really nice, well-built trailer that maybe you don't need the living quarters. Again, maybe just kind of more of a weekend warrior. We can kind of set this trailer up a little bit different. But this right here is a 2021 Cimarron Norstar 3-horse gooseneck. So this trailer is 17.9 on the floor. It is 6'10 wide, and it's standard 7'1 tall. Now on this one, we kind of set it up, we kind of keep a couple different versions of this trailer on hand and on order at any time. So this one here, we'll jump into the tack room, but first I'll just kind of show you underneath the gooseneck here, you've got a single leg manual crank. You got your spare tire located underneath there. And then on this one we did a front tack room with a folding rear tack. Again, we keep a couple different versions of this. A lot of times we'll do this same front setup, and instead of having a removable post that we have right inside the door, we actually have a swing out saddle rack. Some people kind of want some different variations of it. This one here, we've actually made a little tweak to it. First off, we put a big 42-inch wide door, so we have a bigger access getting in and out of this trailer. We understand, you know, a lot of times you're going to be carrying saddles, a lot of extra tack, items like that, and it's really nice to have the wider door because, as you can see with the saddle rack where it's at, I mean, you can have saddles on this and you can still get in and out of this front tack room. But for the most part, over the last couple of years, we've actually had this saddle rack kind of pointed more towards like the driver's side front of this trailer, to where you'd actually have to bring in your saddles, kind of walk past and then set them on it. To where here, we kind of repositioned it and kind of pointed it more towards the door. And the reason why is if you've got that saddle in your hand, you can just set it right on there or pull it off. So just a little different tweak that we've kind of made to these. We're always kind of looking for different things to try. With this being a removable, when we get to the back area, I'll show you, but we can remove this post if you want. So if you want to keep this front tack room dressing area kind of more of just a dressing area where, you know, keeping that tack and your pads and your blankets and everything in the back where you're not having to smell it up here, it can be done. And we've done a couple things. Like I mentioned, if you're maybe a weekend warrior, maybe you're going for a night or two, something like that, you know, you've got the ability up here in this gooseneck to throw a mattress up here, you know, spend the night. You've got some lights in here, you've got some windows, create a cross breeze. We have Cimarron's insulated roof that's standard on every single trailer. So compared to the aluminum sheeted roofs, it keeps this stall area and front tack room about 20% cooler, so about 6 to 7 degrees. Most of the time we notice a big difference in that kind of temperature variance compared to the aluminum sheeted roofs. But also we framed on these trailers for an AC. So if you want to put a 30 amp power package in here with an air conditioner on here, that way you can, on those summer months, you know, stay nice and cool. And again, if you are wanting to stay in here a little bit. Over here on the short wall, we put a shelf with a clothes rod. We understand you're carrying some items with you. There's a lip in here, so those items aren't going to just slide right off. And then you've got your clothes rod there, so you can change clothes, carry those with you. They're not just thrown on the deck or anything like that. And then you've got a boot box here. This is a 12-inch boot box that goes all the way across this trailer. Good place to store your little miscellaneous items that'll kind of bounce around or want to float around as you're driving. And it also works great as a step jumping up into that gooseneck area. The other thing we like to do is we like to carpet the entire partition wall on a lot of these kind of Norstar 3 and 4 horse goosenecks. We carry a 2 as well, but that way it's just, you know, I think it actually deadens a lot of the echo in here. It also, I think, insulates it a little bit more in this tack room, but then when you are having tack hanging on the wall, you know, it's not swinging and scratching it up on that aluminum. Now on the drawing, you might have noticed that we had a corner water tank on this trailer. They're on back order right now, so here shortly we'll be getting those tanks from Cimarron on some trailers that are coming in, and we'll reinstall it on this trailer. We've already got the hooks ready to go for it, but that way you can carry some water with you as well. On this tack door, we put the brush tray for you. So again, just kind of some more storage. Different things can be added to this. You want a door organizer put on this, you can. You want more brush trays, we can add more of those to it. We can put hooks. We can do a lot of things to these trailers after the fact here through our parts and service department to kind of make the trailer yours. So it's not just what you see is what you get. We can do a lot of things to these trailers. But I really, really like these big doors. These are big, massive frame doors that Cimarron makes. And a lot of people, I think, take that for granted. When they're looking at trailers, they think that, you know, boy, they're all constructed the same way, and they're really not. If you look at like this trailer right here, so from this window to the edge of the door, that's all framework right there. So this is a big, heavy-duty door that's going to hold up for you. These are welded hinges with grease zerks. Then we put a fold-up step on there for you on a gas shock, so it gets up out of the way. But boy, jumping in and out of there, it's really nice to have that step. We've really tried to incorporate that step on about every Cimarron we have on the lot, whether it's a gooseneck, bumper pull, living quarters, non-living quarters, stock trailers, about anything. We really, really like those little features that we can add on to these trailers. So what we're looking at is we're looking at two 6,000-pound Dexter rubber torsion axles. These are 16-inch wheels. You'll notice the green tabs there. These are balanced and nitrogen-filled tires by the vendor that Cimarron uses, Lion's Head. So nitrogen is what they use on airplanes. So think about the altitude difference and also temperature difference that these airplanes are going through. They like to use nitrogen-filled tires, so PSI levels aren't fluctuating drastically. So when PSI levels change, that's the potential of this tire heating up and causing blowouts, which causes you to be sitting on the side of the road, which we don't want to do. Nobody likes doing it. So the nitrogen filled is going to help from that standpoint. If you do catch a nail, a screw, it can't be patched, you blow this tire out, you take some pictures, you send it to Lion's Head, they'll send you a new tire in a couple days. So they stand behind the product from that standpoint. You also get 2 years of roadside assistance with this. So here on I-25, 5 p.m. Friday afternoon, you have a blowout, nobody wants to be on the side of the road, you can have that roadside assistance there to help you out. If for some reason you do have a blowout and it damages these wheel wells right here, those are bolt-on by Cimarron. That's standard on all of them. So instead of having it weld on to where if we have to replace that, we got to cut it off, you know, cut the welds off, put the new one on, weld it. It's more time consuming, more labor, more costs for you. These are bolt-on, so it's not as time consuming to swap these out. You notice the LED marker lights as well. We've got LED marker lights on the top rail, the back as well, and then we put a 16-inch awning light on this trailer. There's one on the other side as well. We understand a lot of times you're going to be messing around with this trailer at dark. We want to give you some light coverage there. Now as we get back to the horse area, I mentioned up front this one's a folding rear tack. So as you can see, here's this partition wall for the folding rear tack. On our swing out saddle racks with no folding rear tack, this is not here. So you have a nice wide opening jumping into this trailer, but we do 60-40 rear doors. That way our right hand door is a little bit wider. But this right here you can use for additional storage if you want. I can move that post back here if we want, or if you want it out of the way, it's really, really handy because there's just a couple pins. It folds into itself. slide it against the wall, and then it pins in and it's out of the way. If you want it completely moved, there's a couple pins on the back side that you can remove and then actually take it out, set it somewhere safe in your barn. That way if you ever want to reinstall it, you can. But now, as you can see, boy, it really opens up the back of this trailer right here. You can see these big solid dividers. We do a stud divider at number 1. They actually have a big spring down low so that they're actually wanting to pull towards the driver's side of this trailer. So I'm not having to hold this divider open as I'm leading horses in and out of here. That's a really nice little safety feature. And just in general, boy, it makes it a lot handier using this trailer every time. A little bit better experience for you. But then when you go to shut these, they've got the nice slam latch, the paddle latch on the wall that's flush mount. This paddle is UHMW heavy duty plastic, so this is really stout plastic. But what's important about that too is we have the metal that slams in here on the divider. Well, we have no metal to metal contact, creating a lot more noise and bang and clank as you're going down the road. And then this is a cast aluminum piece that's been powder coated. But as you notice, everything's got a radius to it. You know, I mean, you'll see some manufacturers will do something similar to this, but they'll come at a 90 and down. Well, that's a sharp point right there. Cimarron would rather take the little bit more time and a little bit more expense to give you some radius to that. You know, everything's got the safety of the horse in mind on a Cimarron. Even on the dividers, you'll notice there are no 90-degree angles on these. These have a lot of radius to them all the way around. Some customers like padded dividers. So our service and parts department can go in and add dividers to these. But while you're looking at that, just kind of stop and observe the quality of welds you're getting on here. So this is the finished product. So I always tell everybody, if the finished product doesn't look good, well, what does the inside, the skeleton of this trailer look like? And you know, this is such high quality craftsmanship that Cimarron does. I mean, they just do such a good job on these trailers. And they're so innovative about everything. But again, just notice all the radius, even on these back posts. You know, as horses are coming out, instead of this post coming at again at a 90, I mean, they put a radius to this as well. And again, like I mentioned up front, you know, you can look at all these trailers and think they're all built the same way, but they're not. So I always like starting at the floor, because the floor is, you know, we're working from ground up, and this is what our horses are standing on. So we're standing on the industry's best floor. This is a 12-inch extruded deck that has 4-inch centers on each one of those 12-inch decks. So imagine a horse standing on this floor. They're standing on a support beam the entire length of this trailer. And that is standard on every trailer. So it doesn't matter if it's a big living quarters, if it's this gooseneck, a bumper pull, a stock trailer, they all have that floor on there. There's another load light at the back here, another LED, and then the LEDs on the stall area. Everything is individually switched, so it's not like one switch and everything comes on. You can operate each load light on each side of the trailer, the back or the inside, by themselves. As we work over to driver's side, I've got the drop windows down. As I mentioned on that tack door, the big framed doors on these trailers. Same thing on their drop windows. This is all framework right here. So again, that quality is just going to hold up over time. Cimarron does such a good job on the framework itself, and then the frame around the windows and this weather seal to really give a nice tight finished fit to this trailer, not allowing moisture to get in there. They've added a drip rail. That is an actual extrusion piece. It's not just a drip rail that's been welded on after the fact. That's new to these Cimarrons. You'll see these on these 21s and everything moving forward. It kind of happened over the last couple months, so there's some early 21s that don't have it, but these late 21s do. And then again, moving forward, everything does. Jail bars that fold down. So you want to stop, get some water out of your corner water tank when we get it in the trailer, come over here, be able to get in there to your horses and give them some feed or water or anything like that. But again, a nice solid seal and fit to these. Again, welded hinges with grease zerks. And then also on their latches, so the latches on every door, every window, rear doors, tack door, escape door, all have the same key too. So you have one key for this trailer, opening everything up. But that escape door is also nice because you can store some items in there if you're not hauling 3-head. With that stud divider, we don't have to worry about items getting underneath horses in transit, but then you can access it right there as well, which is really nice. One of the last things I want to touch on too is a gooseneck drop wall. The reason why a gooseneck drop wall is so important, well, the newer trucks continue to get taller and taller with their bed height, and what we typically see on some older trailers that you see going down the road with the new truck, there's one or two things happening. One, the trailer's running level, weight distributed evenly on the axles, but we have minimal bed clearance. And if you actually start to assess the bed, I bet there might be some dings in it. Or the trailer's really running uphill and it's riding on that back axle to create that bed clearance for them. But what we've gone in and done is the industry standard, and it actually is a little deceiving when you're looking at it right here because there's about a 6-inch piece that runs across. So we're actually about from the top of our maybe logo right there down to the bottom of this box right here, the industry standard's 50 inches, and that's been that way for about 15 years or so. We saw another change in trucks get taller about the early 2000s, so they went from 47 to 50. But we've gone into these Cimarrons here on our lot is we've gone to 53-inch gooseneck drop. And the reason why is because now I can adjust this coupler to where it needs to be for this trailer to run level, but also have bed clearance. So we're not dinging up that brand new $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 pickup bed and also potentially doing some damage to the trailer. So we've again made it to where we can evenly distribute the weight of this trailer on those axles, get you bed clearance, not doing damage to the truck or the trailer. We understand it is an investment. We want to help you out. We've actually gone in and made those changes to our inventory just for that reason, because the trucks aren't going to change. It's something that we've seen. Every manufacturer has gotten taller over the last couple of years. So this trailer as it sits is a little over 4,600 pounds empty. We've got some clients that pull with some newer half-ton pickups, and they get along great with these, in these kind of 3-horse, 2-horse size trailers. You know, you have to worry about maybe an integrated brake controller, or we can go in and add a brake controller to the truck after the fact. But a lot of these newer half-tons are rated, you know, 9,000, 10,000. You get into the eco diesels and those type of hybrid type trucks, you know, they can get up 10, 11,000 pound GVWR. So this trailer right here can be easily hauled by a half-ton. You jump into the three-quarter ton, 1-tons, obviously they've got it handled there. But just a really nice setup. Again, we try to keep maybe some different variations of this in a 3-horse, in a 4-horse. We've got some with closet tacks. Again, we've got the swing out saddle racks. But if you're interested in this one right here, stock number is 5N200973. So give us a shout. Anybody can help you out with these trailers, what we have on order. If you want to make some changes to this one, if you want to order something custom, we can help you out with that as well. So give us a call, 303-684-3400. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good day.